Good day, lords and ladies, and welcome back to WilderMyth with me, Cornish-knight. Now, where were we? Ah, yes. We were just leaving our home at Clambering 4 with John Iron and Vendina. John is a bit injured, so I might just travel. No, what you do is, sorry, I always forget that. What you do is that you have two ways of doing it, which you can press on the tile and gather your party to send a party to this tile. Basically, you click on a tile to do stuff in it. So we want to go to this tile here. We want to press the scout button. And we want to send a single person. I don't want to send John because he's still injured and you heal quicker in settlements. So it's just going to be Vendina, who is level 1. She is going to scout. So she will go there. John is going to basically stay here and rest, because he took a real pounding in the last fight. As you can see, stats, he's only got half HP. So, and he needs to heal up. So we're going to leave him there, and we just push the world clock forwards. So it will take us 9 days, 11 days, and then she's scouting it. So it took us pretty much, let's see, about 2 and a bit weeks, give or take, nearly a month around, like, round trip. The town where Diana chose to meet was a place she often used to escape to as a girl. She knew the rooms and floors so well she could survive being chased through them, but they were a bit drafty. You can hear coughing coming from one of the windows. And now I wait, I suppose, says the voice, until that beast breaks through. You're a rare beast. Folk would pay to see you, I'd pay not to, she shouts at it. Gwok, snark, says the creature from behind the barricade. The tower had outlived generations. It was another one of history's punchlines. The boast of some doomed despot whose name sank into the river. But as the old would tell you, in dusty shadows say things long go overlooked. That book. Why have I never? Are you wondering why I'm talking to myself, beast? She shouts. I'm also wondering. The book glows. The book felt heavier than its slender spine suggested. It was full of strange stories, the folklore of folk long forgotten. The candlelight leaping. Struck no significant bell. It was a weird story of a child watching candlelight against the ceiling and wishing herself through it to a far realm without growing up. Do you hear hidden fish? Has nothing to do with fish, and it was a tale of a boy burnt to glass by the lightning and buried. He woke in the darkness, a fresh young dragon, and began his eternal swim through the earth. The clambering 4 magician said a magician was born who banged solid rings together so stubbornly that they joined, and by this method he connected all the stories ever told. Then I reached the last word of the final tall tale. A few blank pages were left. This book. There's room in it for another story, she figures. It's cold. I'm stuck here. Right, then this must be the beginning. Here in our yondering country, Diana wrote, not sure why, but finding words ready. Omens had taken shape in the fabric of the land. There inside, the weird turning hearts that thumped in things. Something in these woods is very strange. Some were just misgivings that crept through her body like the sourceless aches one wakes with. Others were more substantial. Now they seemed a thundering promise of doom, from the shadowy fringes of the lands we claim as our own. to the buzzing homes where we heap our meager treasures, fear have begun to pool and fester, drowning good sense. In the wild black woods where birds once bellied, a hateful silence churns. A sudden starting pain lit Diana's head. It subsides, and for a moment she felt very blank. Until she glanced down at the book. The story she had written lay before her in luminous script, and four more empty pages seemed to have sprouted up behind it. Why do I feel powerful? She muttered. So, she can have a staff or a spoon. Since the spoon isn't really going to help you in any kind of defensive situation, I'm going to go with a spoon. Open wide, Diana roars, and the beast gwalfs back at her. Here we go. It's a rager. It charges without seeing misshapen tasks swinging wildly. Okay. Use infusion to kill from a distance. So she is basically a mage, and the way that mages work in this game is that you use their infusion ability with items in the environment. I do like this cartoon style two-dimensional setting to it. It is very nice. So you use magical infusement to basically do things. So let's open a door. There is the creature. So it's going to take the last of my actions. Let's try and infuse something. One of the nice things about infusing stuff is that it gives you sight, which is always very useful. So if we infuse this, we can do a number of things, which is, if we take this item, a lamp can be lit, an additional ally or infused mystic can light this lamp. You can also use the ability Stone Disc. A Stone Disc launches at an enemy or scenery and then ricochets to another enemy nearby. So let's enhance that. It is searching for us. It can't see us yet, which is nice. Unfortunately, we can't attack either, which is not great. So let's go here. And let's infuse this wooden pile. So we can do a splinter burst, which is basically like a fragmentation grenade. So there we go. We've taken over that. And let's go splinter blast on this, which will rip through some of its armor. Which has reduced... It only took 1 damage from that though, unfortunately. So... let's get here. And let's infuse... Let's do another splinter blast. There it is. It's currently like massively reducing damage done to it because it's got armor which absorbs damage. So it took 2 damage and its armor is shredded. So let's infuse something else. What do you want to take? Splinter blast, shackles, which will keep it in place. That actually could be nice. Let's try shackling it with magic. So shackle. So now it can't move. And then we can go infuse. Hit that. Bone lance. Which did a nice amount of damage to it. Let's do another bone lance to finish it off. And there we go. We killed the boar by using a bookcase. Okay. As a mystic, Diana has acquired a knack for infusing her spirit with earthly things, drawing on those bonds to enact formidable magics. So her starting ability, which we have Humanist, advanced interfusion based on human artificers, instruments, and accidents. Interesting. Naturalist. Advanced interfusion ability for living matter. So like trees and bushes and the like, I suppose. indignancy. Diana's presence is charged against her foes, dealing damage to hostile enemies who enter adjacent with her for any reason. Let's go with... this is going to be an interesting one. Humanist Naturalist. That's good for like bushes and trees and the like. And this is better for being in like settlements. Let's go with Let's go with... Ooh, it's always so hard to choose. Let's go with Humanist. She got an item which increases her speed, which is nice. Or we can break it down for Spell of Thread, which is a crafting item that you use at the end of a chapter to make your gear out of. Which is very nice because you can get some very powerful items at the end of chapters from crafting. So that will increase her speed from 4.4 to 5.1, which means she can move an extra tile. Rightio. Did I just do that? I did. I felt for, for something. And does this mean I'm a storybook character? I suppose I should find a talking animal to give me a quest. Diana, you were right. Thanks for coming, Fedina. John, glad you made it too. You see that smoke? That's from clambering for... Yeah, clambering for... It's burning how? Garoo, says a voice from inside the ruins. I've been a little busy myself, actually. Would you two mind terribly if we if you've ever seen a monster saw we have? We slay monsters. Diana raised an eyebrow. Well, I'm a weird magician, she counters. Right. So, Assault Queercat Boast, which is basically the location that they're in. You've discovered a new site. It still is under enemy control, though. Click on the banner to assault it. For the time being, though, I will gather my party before we assault. It will take him 12 days to get there. So, the first month has passed. Fortunately, the calamity hasn't been increasing so much. They've arrived, and we should gather our forces for the assault. So let us begin our assault. You can also press Q, E, or R to bring these things up. It's just easier personally. I just find it easier just to click on the little tokens. So this is our party. It'll take us no days to get there. You can take a maximum of 5 members of your party into engagements. You can take more through certain events or scenarios, or if NPCs turn up to help you. So let's go. What's our strategy? We just go gallivanting in like heroes, says John. We do it like before. If you're not the hunter, you're the prey. Offensive tactic. Trust me, I just came out of the methodical pace and the master key. Let's try defensive tactics. We might need to open the door. This is the opposite of gallivanting. Fortitude. All heroes have +1 temporary hit points, so strategies that you pick up can influence both negatively and positively outcomes for missions. So this is what we're fighting. A raccoon, level 1 raccoon, scrambling through the shadows, its barred pendant eagerly twitches. And Rose Swarm, level 1. Now we've already fought the deer, so he has Guardian. End the turn and wait for the enemy to come within range. Hit up to one enemy with melee attack. So, we know his ability, which is that if he uses all his movement to get here, he automatically goes into Guardian, which is nice. We shall move her up here because she gets a nice ability. Actually, Silk Step is very fine. Fendina makes elusive move, slipping into the grey plane. She's hidden to enemies and units while in grey plane. This is basically sneaking. To anyone who's played any kind of RPG game, this is basically her going into stealth mode. You get bonuses to attack and damage. The enemies can search for you. So, let's go here. She's done. Now, let's get her open the door so we see what we're going to be facing. Since she is invisible, we still head inside. Nothing about yet. Okay. She can also switch weapons. So, for example, her gear, she's got a backup weapon, which is basically a stabbing knife. Skinning knife. I've never played a hunter, like a melee hunter, because they seem to be, like, before the patch, they were predominantly better with bows than they were with daggers. But with range combat being nerfed slightly, because to be honest, the basic range combat was very damaging in this game, both with crossbows and with normal bows. So that's something to take into consideration. So, and they have different abilities. So, example, like, with a bow, she fires a normal shot, but with a dagger, damage times 2 after armor if flanking. Attacking damage, the dagger attacks do times 2 damage after armor if flanking, which is pretty nasty. Considering that will considering that will do 6 damage with flanking. So if you combine his stuff, so if we move here, put him into Guardian mode, move her up. Let's see if we can see stuff. Let's use her ability. Okay, that door's closed. There might be something in here. We don't know how many monsters are lurking. So let's end and send her forward to check stuff out. Okay, let's go here. Okay, so this door's locked. There is nothing in here. So it means that one monster is either going to be in each room, or it means that both monsters are going to be in one room and we're going to have to basically go all murder hobo on them. To use a D&D term. Murder hobos are basically, for those of you who don't know the term, are basically player characters in D&D who just kill without thinking of the consequences. Consider it like your typical like action hero from a computer game, where the player just literally think of it as a character from like Grand Theft Auto, where they just gun down everyone willy-nilly without thinking of the consequences. Right. So, I'm going to end the turn. I wish we could turn the camera. I'm trying to remember how we can. I think we can do it. Give me 1 second. Menu. Nice menu system. Options. Keyboard. Do screenshots. Okay. This is all map editing. Oh, pan camera at the edge of the screen. Right, that's how we do it. Okay. Oh, no, we do it like this. Basically, you hold down right mouse button. So here we go. You can't twirl it all the way around, which is the same, but still. So, let's get her to here. We can open the door, which is a free action to do. And there is nothing inside of it, which is worrying because it means that there's going to be 2 monsters in that room. Okay. So let's get her back here. Get her set up. You can go here. Gonna put Guardian on. I am being very careful because obviously damage has been increased. So let's open the door. There's the monsters. That's not going to be great. She is stealthed at the moment. Can we do anything with the magic? Amplify radiance, this light source to excruting levels. Enemies, blinding enemies nearby. Let's see if we can do something. constrict, basic influence, metal bucket, shackle. So let's do infuse on that. We go constrict on this guy. 71% chance of working. He's hobbled, so he can't move. Yeah, hobbled. Speed tempo reduced for 2 turns. It has a range attack, tail strike, damage, 2 to 4 damage, spread, 6 range, so it can still hit us. Let's try and hit this one then. 100% chance because it was hobbled, so it couldn't move. He's going to get smacked. He can't see the creature, but let's put him in Guardian mode, which would take a bit of damage off him. She dodged. He took cover behind terrain. There is a cover mechanic, so let's him finish that thing off. And she can take a pot shot at him, which he dodged, which is not great. Right. Constrict again, please. We were victorious. So we got some armor. Only one person can wear it, which I think is hunter's armor. Yeah, tier 1 hunting armor. For the purposes of roaming around the wilds, this somewhat haphazard assembly of furs and light fabric won't stop too many arrows, but provides a great deal of mobility that ought not to go underestimated. So it increases her armor by a little bit, but it really increases her dodge. Slightly reduces her block though. So let's give her that. As you can see, her character gear changes. Replacing gear is permanent. So when you replace your gear, it basically disappears. It doesn't disappear because items can still float about. Like, for example, it would be in her inventory. Some dawns are grey, then that should be golden. The smell of ash embitters a taste of victory. No rain, I wish we could get some rain, says Diana. Someone's got to keep fighting. On our roads, our hills, in our wild places, the threat will only grow. We all feel that. What started here could be much bigger than us. So I was thinking, let's not wait to be overrun. We'll walk these lands, we'll learn how to fight, we will send out word, call for the able and the strong, and we'll name this company of heroes the Heart of Joffrey, the Alliance of the Dauntless Moose, the Toad Orchestra. Really? Or we can just enter our own name. I don't like any of these. Like the Heart of Joffrey. Because I know, like, the problem is I read basically I have like watched Game of Thrones, so Joffrey is not a character I want to have. Like the Heart of Joffrey is not a character band of heroes I want to be a part of. Toad Orchestra, the Alliance of the Dauntless Moose. Let's gotta enter our own name. Let's call let's see. Yeah, let's go. The Order of the Spoon. That's not how you spell spoon, is it? Nope. Okay. Let's go with the Order of the Fork. We are the Order of the Fork. Since our founding member was basically armed with a fork. There we go. Let's make sure we look after our own skins first, alright? Can't be heroes if we're dead, says Diana. I'll do it, not for anyone else though, for you. Here follows the tales of the Order of the Fork. Be remembered. So one of the main elements of this game, it's the legacy that you leave behind in the world. Because you can use legacy points to bring characters from past adventures back, and they would have an impact on the world, and people will remember them. They can be. It's very interesting. Okay, calamities. Your enemies improve their strategy after every fight. So every fight you take, your enemies get better, and there's no way to counter it. A new card has been added. A new card is added to the Gorgon deck. This deck is more dangerous now. So, in the Gorgon deck, starts off with this guy without, like, will pretty much always appear in encounters. Because they get the extra card to do it. Scout, Hawkforce, Mana, Protect the Land. So, this is the world map. It is big. So, if you have a look here, we can explore these places. Unfortunately, you had to build, like, some of them we can't get access to. I'm not going to lie, this map actually is pretty brutal, since we're going to have to build to get across, across this terrain. It's a lake, it cannot be crossed. Right, this is going to be interesting. So let's start off with, let's first send someone back. We want to scout. Indeed, we want to scout, but first I'm going to send someone back to... I'm going to send someone back to hire a new recruit. Who's going to take the least amount of time? Her. Okay. So she can go there. Dibs on what we find. Securing Green Cape Boast. Green Cape Boast. This site can provide resources at the end of each chapter, which you use to make equipment and gear and items, which is really cool. Spend resources to upgrade hero weapons and armor. Right. Investigate thoroughly, catalogue everything. We can also find an item, or we can do it quickly. I'm going to catalogue to see if we find something. It would take us 47 days. This can be reduced by adding more people to it. Okay. As you can see, the calamity is very slowly going up. We have 7 legacy points. Right, we are here. She has returned back to the settlement. Let us recruit someone. It would take us 3 days. Let's go. Right now, we can also get a random person. We can pick from the legacy, if we wish to. So we could pick someone who has appeared in a previous campaign, if we wished. They will not start out at full level. And they also cost a lot more legacy points. So if we wanted to, we could grab, say, Fayrond, who is a previous character. You can notice they start lower down. She's a folk hero. They have also different levels. See, he's a local legend, but she's just a local folk hero. So we could take her, if we wanted to. We could take Dea Harpenmill, who was vigilant, which is a nice ability to have. She had vigilance. You can see some of the abilities he has. Soul Strike. You can chart. You can look at individual things here, which is always very nice. We cancel. Or we can just take a normal person. It costs us 3 legacy points. A bit less than hiring someone. But I feel generous, and it's nice to have a legend in the party. Let's pick someone. Who do you want to have? He's more expensive because he is a local legend. You can also see some people can be affected by the end, but this is earlier on in their stage of adventure. We can pick a different trait if we want. She has Sentinel, Vigilance, Thundering Charge. You can click on to inspect them. So their abilities. She has 8 health. History. And they sort of carry over. They don't start at full level, so we start like at an earlier level. Either as a like reincarnation or the like. So if we want to grab someone, let's take her, yeah? Let's take Diana Harpenmill. And we can choose, she has Vigilance. Heightened Sense allows her to perform an infinite reaction strikes per turn, which is very nice. So if we want to take that, or we could turn that off. Have Paladin, which you know that one. Hardiness, which is always very nice. Hardness has plus 30% health, which means you'll have a lot more health. Battle Dance. Passive attack and attack actions only cost Diana 1 action. So it means that if she's in combat with multiple foes, she can basically... So if half a mil is in combat with multiple foes, she can basically hit multiple times. Because instead of attacking on the first turn and using up all her action points, it only takes 1. We could have Viciousness. Has +1 damage and potency to all of her attacks, which is very nice. I think what I will do, though, is that I'm going to take Battle Dancer, which is nice. Get her a sealed, like, basically make her similar to how she was, which is get her a sealed, and just allow her to just tank. She's going to be a predominant tanky person. We'll take her. Costs 4 legendary points. Recruit. I should warn you, most people think they know how they react to battle, but really they have no idea. Funny the things a good battle or two will teach you her, says Dane. And now we have Dane. So let's gather the party here. So it takes them a little bit of time to get back. And this will great. If you can see, normally it's going to take another 24 days to do this. Adding 2 more people cuts it down to 14. So let's get the days going by, and we have completed the searching this area. A thorough diving through the mysteries of Queen Cape boosts their boast has proven rewarding. Since I found something, doesn't it seem like it should be a go to me? Queen Cape will return to the hands of the common folk while they tend it. The site will provide resources at the end of each chapter. We get 1 hide now, and we've got an item, which increases our dodge. Anyone can take it. Right, so who do we want to give this to? We could give it to... Who's got the lowest dodge? Dana's got pretty bad dodge, to be honest, and because she's only going to be running off dodge and arcane protection, she may want to have this. Though these guys' dodges aren't particularly great either. I might actually give it to her, to Harpin Mill, Dane Harpin Mill, because she hasn't got great, and we haven't got a shield for her yet. So let's grab that. And we also found, what's this? Further Steel Scarf, which will increase her speed. I'm going to give it to her, because she's the person that scouts a lot. You can see it's around her neck. She's the person that scouts a lot, so giving her a lot of momentum and movement is very good to allow her to scout. Okay, so this place has been returned to the fold. We need to build... If we want to get to these tiles here, we're going to need to build a bridge, which will take time. How long is the question? It would be an important step for the commerce of these lands and peoples. We should do it. Passes allow heroes to cross mountain ranges. It would take time to carve. So if we use everyone, it would take us 2 months to do this. I think it's going to be worth it, though. Because even if we take 1 person off, yeah, that goes up. It goes up by a monstrous amount. So let's get people doing this. It's gonna risk having a calamity pop, but as it stands right now, I need to get access across here if we want to explore everything. Okay. So that's been built, which means we can get into this area. So let's first summon to scout. Do you want to send the whole party? No, we're going to send... Oh, well, let's go with the whole party. It takes a bit more time to do it, but it means that once we complete the action, we can clear out these places a lot quicker. So we don't have to wait for the rest of the party to turn up. Normally, the way this works is that you want to send individuals out to scout while your main party stays around. Corruption. Gorgeous effective as tile. It may ambush those trying to go through it. Right, that's not great. We want to clear this place out as quickly as possible. So, okay. But that's for next time. I'm going to put a cut in here, folks. If you have liked, please press the like button. If you wish to subscribe, please press the subscription button. You can follow me on Twitter. You can follow me on Steam. Or you can even comment in the comment section and I'll get back in contact with you. So see you all again next time. Goodbye.